Hey guys, so today we're going to be covering how you can add widgets to your website. So if you recall in the tutorial about the customizer, we did briefly look at how you can add widgets to sections of your website. Like we added the calendar widget and an image widget to the sidebar here. And there's another way you can do that, which I'm going to show you today. So let's dive in. So you're going to have to go into your dashboard, which I have loaded up already here. All right, so let me just show you how it looks like right now, the widget editor. So go to Appearance and then click on Widgets. So this is going to load up the widget editor, and you can see kind of the sections that are currently active based on your theme, and you can add them using what are called blocks in WordPress. Okay, so if I wanted to add a block to this widget area, I can just click on the plus icon and then click on, let's say I wanted to add a paragraph. Then just type in the text that you want to be displayed. Okay, and just click Update. And if I switch over to the front end of the website, the paragraph widget is displayed. All right, now this is using what is called the block editor by default. The widgets editor uses the block editor. Now, personally, I do not find it as intuitive to use. I find, if you're familiar with the old version of WordPress, it used to have like a more intuitive editor, and let me just show you how you can get to use that. This is just a personal preference. I find it much easier to use compared to the block editor that you're currently seeing now. Now to do that, you're going to have to install and activate a plugin. It's called the Classic Widgets plugin. So let's do that. So to do that, just go to the plugins and then add a new plugin. And then in the search plugins field, just enter Classic Widgets. And it should be the first one that shows up here. And then click on the Install Now button. And then click on the Activate button. All right. Now, if I go back to the widgets screen, so from Appearance, Widgets, notice that it has changed. Basically, it has removed the block editor, and you will see the widgets sections to the right here and the available widgets to the left. All right. So if I expand on, you'll notice that we have currently the right sidebar. We already have the current widgets that we have. Now you'll notice that since we were using the block editor, it will show up with some custom code. So you can disregard this. So if I just expand this is the latest blog post section. All right, so let's go ahead and just delete this. All right, let me just delete this. And that one. And delete this. Yep, and delete this. And delete that. All right. And if I go to the live site and do a refresh, yep, we're good there. All right, so if we wanted to add in a widget to this section, so let me just cover the widget sections that are currently available. I covered this in the customizer tutorial, but I'll just go over it again briefly. So the right sidebar is basically this section here to the right. It usually appears on every page depending on the layout option that you have selected for your theme for TwoChecker. The home top content area, now this would appear in this section here to the left. All right, so, and it only appears on the home page, so it would appear right at the top here. If you added any content to this area, it would appear right at the top. If you had the traditional layout, it would appear right below the comic, and in the content area below the comic. All right, the bottom content area, it would appear right at the bottom of this page on the home page. And if it was a traditional layout, it would be the same thing. It would appear below the content area that appears to the left below the comic post. All right, so the above comic series section, this section appears on the home page when you have the series option, to display the series option on the home page, the override feature. Let me just show you again. So if you go to TwoChecker, options and series, if I do want to publish more than one comic series, if I have this option enabled, it is basically going to override what we have on the homepage, whichever layout you have in the homepage. Let me just show you that now. You can click that and click Save Changes and click a refresh. It's going to show just the comic series and the latest blog post. And if I go to the widget sections again, and if I was to add any widget section here, any widget to this section here, to the above comic series, it would show right above this comic series. And if I added any widget to this section for below comic series, it will be displayed right below the latest post. All right, let me just show you an example here. Let's see, add below comic series, add widget. Let's see, which one can we add here? All right, let's add this one and click Save. To refresh, there you go. All right, if I delete this, all right, there it is. All right, so let's remove that option. So go back to TwoChecker, then options, series, and let's uncheck that. All right, let's go back to the widgets again. So that's for above comic series, below comic series. Above comic, that will be displayed right above the comic post on every comic post. Below comic, that section is displayed below every comic post. Below header is going to be displayed on every page on your website, below the header section. And above footer, this is for content you wish to be displayed above the footer on every page. All right, so it's just that simple. It's just that straightforward. I've already kind of shown you how you can add a widget to any of these sections. Let's focus on how you can add a widget to the right sidebar. All right, so all the available widget sections are here. So here you'll find a list of like the WordPress default block sections or the default WordPress widget areas, or widgets, sorry. And you will also find the TwoChecker widgets listed here. So you have the TwoChecker About Us widget, the characters cloud, the chapters drop down, the comic tags cloud, the latest comics, the locations cloud, the scheduled comics, the social, and then the top 10 comics. So you can free to play around with adding any of these widgets, whether it's the to checker widgets or any of the WordPress widgets, just to see how they will look like and work. All right, so let's add the About Us widget to the right sidebar. So there are two ways you can add a widget to a sidebar. You can basically just click and drag. So let's just go ahead and do that. All right. And then it's just a matter of adding in the fields that you want to be displayed. So let's say I wanted to add a description. Click Save. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Refresh. Okay, so this is what the section, the About Us widget section looks like in the sidebar. Let's continue making some changes. So let me add a title to the section About Us. All right, so there's a title. And let's upload an image here that will be displayed next to the description. All right, we can upload from the computer, or let me just select from the media library. Let me choose this one. All right, so insert this into post. Now let's see, did that add in? Okay, let me just choose it again. Upload image, media library, stuffed, show. Okay, all right, you may need to click on file URL. Yep, click on file URL. Oh no, let's see, none. Then insert into post. For some reason it's not adding it in. Let me see, upload image, media library, show. If I do full size, if I do file URL, okay, and then insert into post. Okay, so I needed the URL for the image to be displayed. So I think it should be saved. So let's just go ahead and see on the front end. Do a refresh. Nope, it did not. Let's see. Let me just cut this. Then, all right, and then click save. All right, so it's a bit tricky just getting that added in. You basically have to have the URL for the image from your media library uploaded here. So just let me take you through that again. So if you go to upload image, media library, let's see if we wanted to change it to something else. Let's change it to, let's see, this one, show. So you need to make sure you click on file URL. Let me just copy this just in case. All right, and then insert into post. And for some reason the save button is not being enabled, so let me just delete that and then copy. I've just pasted it there and then just click save. So I'll need to take a closer look to see what's going on there, but you've seen the workaround. All right, so that's it for adding in the About Us, widget. Let's see if I can add another one just for demo purposes. Let's see, the characters cloud. I don't think we have any. Do we have any characters? Let's add that in just so we can see that. All right, and then characters. Save. If we do a refresh, yep, so these are the current characters that are currently in the archive. So the way the cloud works in WordPress, any tags that have the more posts that are within a tag, the larger the text would be. So right now I do not have many characters assigned with comic posts, so you won't be able to see the difference. But I hope you get the idea of what it would look like. Let's see if there's anything else that I could show you. Oh, yep, the social is one that you most likely would like to use. So let's add that in. So you could drag and drop a widget section into the area, or you could simply click on the drop down here and then choose which widget area you want to add that in. So it's the right sidebar is already pre-selected. Then just click on add widget. Notice it adds that in, and you can go ahead and add links to your social media profiles. So first of all, let me just add in, let's see, find me here. Let's say I wanted to link to my Patreon page. Let's see if I wanted to link to my Webtoon page. Let's see if I wanted to link to my Blue Sky page. Let's just leave it at that. Oh, one more thing, if you wanted to link to your feed, it would just basically be your domain name /comic/feed. So let's just type that in. In fact, let me just copy that link here. And then just click save. All right. And then if I do a refresh, you'll notice that the icons have been added there, and it will link you to each of those pages. All right. So your social media links and your RSS feed. All right. Hope that all makes sense. So it's just that straightforward, adding widgets. I hope you were able to get a sense of how you can do that. And I look forward to talking to you again in the next tutorial.